Welcome to Successful Living. I'm your host, Rob Auclair, financial planner at Balanced Wealth Management in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. On today's show, we're going to talk about being fearless and what are the benefits if we can be free of fear, and what are some of the things in which we can do that if we fear something that we can try to get better. We're then going to be joined by our tax expert, Greg Piccaro from Otranto Piccaro & Associates in Warwick, Rhode Island. And Greg is going to talk about the current tax season, and especially there's so many new things involved, what that looks like, things to be aware of, and things to be aware of during this calendar year. Next, we're going to talk about getting some clarity around annuities versus lump sums. And so a lot of times when people are ready to retire, they've got that choice, and it's not always an easy choice. And then finally, we have a viewer question about someone who doesn't have many options in their 401k and wants to see if there are some more options to actually invest in different things that are not offered. So we're going to answer that question. But let's get started. Our word of the day. Our word of the day is fearless. Fearless is free from fear or brave. So being fearless means we're not scared to fail. And I think what it is when we're scared to fail, it alleviates us becoming successful or living a happy lifestyle because it holds us back from doing things that we might love. By being fearless, it's going to enable us to do some things we never thought we could do. You know, if we're fearless, we know people that climb skyscrapers. We also know people that are exceptionally good at sports, or people that just live a happier lifestyle because they extend themselves. So let's take a look now at what are some of the benefits of being fearless. Number one, accepting fear. When you're fearless, you acknowledge your body's concern for your safety, you take that fear into account, adjust your actions, and move forward. Number two, never stop growing. So growth occurs when you're no longer in your comfort zone. Putting yourself in an uncomfortable or different situation always helps you grow. Number three, you're not fazed by a rejection. So once you overcome the fear of rejection, it's easier to do anything. Most of our dreams are crushed by the words, "What would people think?" If those thoughts and opinions of complete strangers don't concern you, you can focus on fulfilling your dreams. And number four, asking for help comes easily. Many people have difficulty asking for help because they worry about bothering another person or getting rejected. But we can't do things alone. We need to have help of others. Number five, not regretting the things you didn't do. Regret is painful, especially when it comes from missed opportunities. Taking chances may have consequences, but you'll never sit there and wonder what might have been. So, those are all good. And I think, when we come back to it, those benefits are great. But for us, especially maybe at a later stage in life, we get in these little, nooks and crannies that we can't get out of. And how can we get better at that? So let's take a look at how to become fearless. Number one, begin to say what you think. I went through, I think, a good part of my life, trying to please people in business and trying to make them hear what they wanted to hear. And now I've become more truthful about it in a very nice way. And I think people respect that a little bit more. Number two, examine different scenarios. So not only, oh my God, if I do that, I'll get rejected, but more so, what if I did that and it turned out really, really well? I mean, I had a client once in which I actually was hesitant to call. After about 6 months, I called that person. It's blossomed into a great relationship. Number three, reduce stress. That comes with this TV show, with lots of other stuff that I do. Take a pause, take a second, learn to breathe, exercise, read, take breaks. And number four, welcome failure. So, when I was doing a little bit of research on this, Wayne Gretzky always came to mind. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So failure is part of being successful. And number five, practice leaving your comfort zone. And what I mean by that is not maybe jump into the full boat of what you want to do, but all about the little steps to get there. So if you're trying to, let's say, jump off a diving board, maybe you do it 1 foot, then 2 foot, then 3 foot. So when we return, we're going to be joined by Greg Piccaro. Stay tuned.